Welcome. Welcome. Oh shit. I haven't even opened Steam yet. Let's fucking go. That fucking tennis ball cracks me up. Alright. I took a nap. I got home from work and I was like, man, I'm tired. Took like a 3 hour nap. I hope you're all caught up because this is the end of Ghost Trick. I gave everyone plenty of time to watch the VODs. It's snoozing as usual. Snoozing as usual, I see. Oh god, it's loud. I was having some issues with my audio recently. Ah, god, it's so loud. But yeah, I would make adjustments to the volume bar, like the volume slider, and it wouldn't do anything. It would just stay the same volume. So it took a minute to fix that. But yeah, see, does it tell us out of how many? Oh. Yeah, there's like 3 more chapters. Oh, wait. Hold on. I just want to see what time it is. Almost 3 in the morning at this point. Only 3 hours left. Alright. Chapter 15. Number 15. 10 years ago, a man named Sissel took a little girl named Lynn hostage, and then was killed by a meteorite fragment. Tonight, a man named Sissel met a detective named Lynn at a junkyard at the edge of town, and then was killed by a bullet. But the scene I find waiting for me at the other end of the phone line feels like the final nail in the coffin of my lost memory. It's me! I see myself. There you are, Commander Sith. Finally. Sissel, where have you been, my good man? We've been looking everywhere for you. Had a little unfinished business to take care of. Didn't think it would take this long. What about your people? They sure went out of their way to mess me up. I say, I believe we fulfilled every one of your conditions in our little deal. What right do you have to complain about anything outside our bargain? We can talk about that when we get together. This will be our last communication by telephone. We'll arrive in 1 hour. I look forward to seeing you, Sissel. Dawn is approaching. The darkness surrounding my own mystery is deep, but I know it's always darkest before the dawn. Yes, we're nearing the final stages of our little deal, my good man. Yes, sir. All preparations are complete, sir. And we just had a report, sir. Lights have been spotted, sir. Have they now? By all means, let me take a look. Yes, we're very close. We will now disconnect from the communication cable and have no service until we arrive, sir. Very well. They were in a goddamn submarine the whole time. Nice try, Inspector Cabanela. But you could never stop me. See ya, sucker. So, that submarine guy and his people have a deal going with me, do they? If that's the case, they probably aren't the ones who killed me, right? Anyway, there's definitely something behind the inspector's death. I think I'd better talk to him. Hey, do you think you could wake up for me? Oh boy, still unconscious, eh? I guess he hasn't been dead for very long then. I'll just go ahead and go back to 4 minutes before his death. I'm a little nervous about what I might see there, though. But if that's where I'm gonna find my answers, I can't run away from it. It's rewind time. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. That's a good boy. Gee, a hostage sure is a handy thing. Gives me complete control over the top police inspector in the country. Ugh. What's the matter? All those broken bones smart a bit? What's it like to feel pain? Does it make you feel alive? Why are you doing this? Now, is that any kind of question for a top inspector to ask? Isn't it obvious? Revenge, of course. Revenge on all the people who stole my life away 10 years ago. Don't be ridiculous. It was a meteorite that stole your life, or have you forgotten that? Wrong! I was murdered by all of you! Detective Jowd, who chased me down and forced me into a corner, even though I was innocent. Lynn, that girl who was right there when I was running. Lynn, she was just an innocent little girl playing in the park. If that brat hadn't been there, I never would have thought of taking a hostage. That's the most self-centered garbage I've ever heard. And finally, you, Inspector Cabanela. Me. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. You were so proud of your spotless record. And my case was the one blot on it, wasn't it? Only two people know the real truth. Me and Detective Jowd. I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief to you, won't it? One of the people who know about the stain on your record will disappear for good. That's why you didn't help him escape from prison. That's the kind of guy you are. I got nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. Ugh. Ye gods! Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on your spotless white coat. This was another condition of my deal. To wipe out everybody who knew about Temsik. Revenge? That's what I'm up to? None of this makes any sense. Hey, man. Mind telling me what's going on? Inspector Cabanela. My head is spinning, baby. Am I to understand that Cabanela character who just got shot is me? That's right. And you're supposed to be the scoundrel there who just shot me. Well, I guess so. But you couldn't be, could you? Huh? After all, the guy in the red suit just walked out the door, right? So, who are you? I guess I just have to face it. I'm not that Sissel guy. I'm somebody who's searching for himself. That's why I'm here to save you. At the very least, you have information about that guy in red, information I need. So you came on a rescue mission now, did you? Nothing like the sound of that, baby. Because there's a very important life here somewhere, a life valuable to this nation. Okay, so do your thing, baby. Yeah, damn, he's dead. That's a good boy. So are you a manipulator too? I have ghost tricks, powers of the dead, yeah, but I can't control living creatures. Anywho, I think you'd be very careful. That guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky. You're right, I'd better be careful. Look at him! There's that something emanating from his body. Is it really the sign of having special powers of the dead? This is as far as we can go. Gah. What happened in here? Look at this place. What in the world happened here? I think I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here. And now, there's another death lying hidden here. Another death? Did I tell you from the start? There was a very important life, valuable to the nation, here. I thought you were talking about you. I'm just a crazy character in a white coat, baby. It's the Pigeon Man. Hey, come to think of it, where's that old pigeon guy? Oh, you mean the... Can't reach. Very astute observation. Sorry, my memory isn't working. Yeah, mine isn't working too well right now either. This thing? The balance toy? Excuse me. ... Are you awake? Of course. I never sleep during work hours. Professor, do you recognize me? There's only one crazy character in a white coat that I know of. He hasn't lost his memory. I'm not the type who likes losing things. But never mind that. Cabanela, this is quite a surprising guest you've brought with you. Pretending like he didn't just blow up the place. Are you talking about me? Oh, this is a different guy, and I'm his guest, actually. He said he came here to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memory back. Huh. Pitiful. Ouch! That hurts. Anyway, now we'll be going back to 4 minutes before your death, in order to change your fate, that is. But aren't we already in the past, man? Yeah, we can go back even further. I've done it before. Still don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabanela, but if we go back further, maybe I'll find a lead. New hate symbol, balance toy. Alright. How many times do I have to tell you, Professor? This place is dangerous. Don't be daft. I can't leave now. He's completely dead, just as I thought. Oh, but just as I thought, I'm getting a reading. This is the source of his powers. If I remove it... He's not dead, he's just not there. The true form of the manipulator isn't something you can detect, it's a spirit. Huh, ridiculous. So you figured it all out, huh? You're a clever man, Inspector Cabanela. So it's really true! You're... I wasted a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. But it's all just like you said. I died 10 years ago. This body's just a vessel, a shell. I control everything. This shell, people. Just like I controlled the Justice Minister and Lynn. So it's true, you were manipulating my baby that time? You made her shoot your shell. But why? Why would you do a thing like that? To create conclusive evidence, you know, on that security tape. Now she's a murderer too. She'll suffer just like Jowd did. Now then, Professor. I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I don't have any grudge against you. I'm even grateful to you. Oh yeah? So why don't you let me live then? I'll be leaving this country forever tonight, but before I do, I need to erase all the evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. This time, the thing will work the way it was meant to, and it'll all be over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his little arrow this way. Professor, look out! Banana Man is the villain, yeah. It's me. It's evil Sissel. Dynamite, eh? When the devil did he put that there? He planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, having his corpse disappear. His corpse disappeared? The doctor was he was a plant. The medical examiner. Remember him? He was a complete and utter imposter. He said he was going to take the corpse back to the lab, but he'd already made a deal with the manipulator to meet him and give him the body back. But I wasn't gonna let that happen, baby. You saw right through their plan, eh? I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. I knew he was a fake, so I tracked him down and bought him off. Bought him off? I had him smuggle the corpse to this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were powers of the dead. Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn. And I'm gonna follow him, of course, after I save you two. But something's been nagging at the back of my mind. I remember what Ray said to me tonight. He said that spirits cease to exist when the day breaks. But if that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here? No time for thinking now. Action's the name of the game. Work your magic and take us back, even further into the past. Alright, man. Jump in there and stop that explosion, would you? Easy enough for you to say. Foolish of you to say, too. If you stop the explosion, he'll just do me in some other way. Do me? He'll just do me in some other way. Fair enough. Then jump in there and take care of the man in red, would you? I repeat, easy enough for you to say. And most likely impossible to boot. That huge explosion didn't even make him bat an eye. Well, what do you propose then, Professor? Pray tell. Your best bet is to save me during the explosion without him noticing. Easy enough for you to say. Sheesh, what's with all these people? Just jump in there and do something. There's not much I can do. Stay away. It's just one of those days. Getting a reading. The source of his power is if I remove it. He's not dead, he's just not there. Wait, I wonder if I... Fool, what do you think you're doing? I just thought I'd try it out. If you do, you're gonna set the contraption in motion. Oh yeah. I just thought. He just thought he'd blow me up is what he thought. That was my bad. There's not a whole lot of things I can use. Get a little closer, man. Rats? It's just like you said. What in the world is this thing? This device has that meteorite data entered into it. If it detects Temsic radiation, it responds. Isn't it a lovely thing? I guess sometimes it's important not to think about things too much. Huh, what a sorry pair. It's no use! I can't open it! Could the fact that the professor is standing on it have anything to do with it? I may look small, but I'm pretty heavy set. He sounds so proud of that fact, too. This door. Such a pity. Too bad it doesn't open downward. Sometimes life can be so hard, wouldn't you agree, Professor? Yeah, that's why we're both dead. The rats? Now then, Professor. I'll need to erase all evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. As you perhaps may have already noticed, time is running out! Yeah, no perhaps about it, I know. But you know, there aren't a whole lot of things I can use my ghost tricks on in here. Looks like it's all over. Unless I find another path, I'm sort of at a deadlock here. Sissel. I know that voice. Help me. Where are you? Find me. Before I'm carried away. What's with the frail sounding call for help? He's here somewhere. A friend of yours? Yup. A little guy that looks a little fragile, but has strength that you'd surprise you. Well, he's asking for you to find him. Before he's carried away, no less. I'm almost out of time. It's down here. Sissel, here I am. It's Missile. What are you doing there? Do you really have to ask? Seriously, are you going there? That's okay, never mind. Anyway, I need your help. Will you help me out? Of course. Let me come join you. This is the puzzle I was stuck on for a very long time. And then I just I was thinking about it while lying in bed, and I had to jump up from bed and immediately solve the puzzle. Like I I got the solution, like, just from thinking about it, and I was like, I gotta do it right now, or else I'm gonna forget. Sorry, I had to drink a soda, a sody pop. Eureka moment, yeah. Maybe things will flow in a direction. So here, we're out of time. Okay, let's stop that explosion. No, we can't do that. Okay, let's take care of that man in red then. No, we can't do that either. We can't do this? We can't do that? What can we do? We let the explosion happen. Then we rescue the old pigeon guy without the man in red noticing. And your powers are the key to all of it, Missile. Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. We're talking about a matter of seconds. We can't miss our chance. Oops. I'm gonna put Sissel here. So we got trouble there, but... Oh! Those squeaky guys are making a fuss about something. Sissel, my animal instincts are gonna start to surface. If you mean you want to chase them, I think you have to be alive to do that. Those things usually make a bigger commotion than that. Bigger commotion, eh? Here, let's go back. So we take this and swap with this. The rats get in there. And then more rats come in. Now that's what I'd call some proper commotion. They're making that trash can dance. Truth be told, I feel a bit like dancing myself. And then you get on there, and then they knock the lid off. Or they should knock the lid off. And then you swap it with this thing. And then it falls down. And then when it settles... Do you remember how to use my powers? Yeah, you can swap things that have the same shape, right? Well, to be precise, I can swap things that look like they have the same shape. What's the difference? As I was being carried by the wind and falling into the river, I realized something. If you look at a thing from different angles, it looks different. You know, that's a pretty good point for little doggy who came in with the sewage. So yes, yeah. I was stuck on this for an embarrassingly long time. What? Yeah, I remember how to use your powers. Oh, wait. Is he just gonna keep doing this? I thought this was how you win. Look out! But I had the answer. Ugh. Oh, you just have to lose first? That's dumb. Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, I have a little job for you. I can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones. I don't mind. It won't prevent me from manipulating you. It might hurt a little bit when I move you, though. Quite a bit, actually. Damn you! But he lived. He fell pretty hard, but he's alive. I can't believe it. You lot actually pulled it off. Sorry, Inspector Cabanela. I couldn't do it. Oh, sorry, Inspector Cabanela. I couldn't do anything to help you. And there I am, a poor broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed the show. The magic disappearing act, that is. Nothing like it, baby. Yeah, except, unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one who managed to vanish without a trace here. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead. Not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact right about now. The real me has given the poor Justice Minister a real fright. On that phone call, yeah, he was pretty upset. Excuse me, mister. You really shouldn't be mean like that. And what's with this lively little creature? Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Camilla safe. Or he would be, if he was still full of life. Camilla. Gods in heaven, what a terrible thing. That poor little girl taken hostage. It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait just a minute. Miss Camilla is a hostage? Yes, we're sorry, little warrior. Oh, what's a hostage? Anyway, Inspector Cabanela, it's time to save your life now. Couldn't get very far. This time it's different, right, Sissel? With us working together, it's a whole different situation. Let's hurry up and get through this. So he lives. Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanela is upstairs, so our first step is to get up there. I'll go up first and wait for you. And he just takes off. Okay, lovey-dove. Need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. Ugh. There you are, Sissel. Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the inspector will be killed by a gun. You just jump in there and stop him from firing, would you? There you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way. That sounds familiar. Yep, same situation as mine. Best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabanela without him noticing. It's even worse than last time. Anywho, just jump in there and do something. Okay, I'm ready, Sissel. Alright. Oh, shit. I can't get anywhere. Wait a minute. There's gotta be a way to get myself over there. Oh, wait, I remember. I'm just gonna let it play out. He's gonna get shot and then land on the stepladder. Can't reach that. Oh, did you see that? That bad Sissel turned around. Do you have to call him that? But yeah, maybe this is our chance to try some ghost tricks. This is the only time he takes his eyes off of me, too. If you have something to do, do it now. Time to take the first steps towards saving the Inspector. Oh, cool. Oops. I ain't telling. Oops. If you try to ghost trick while he's looking. What's going on? I've never seen the ghost world like this. So you're here, are you? He sensed my presence. I noticed you. Think you can stop me, do you? I don't know why you're wearing my face, but you might as well give up now. I control everything. Damn it! Don't shoot! Okay. The bullet will be the key to the whole thing. Yes. Okay, so here's the issue. Oop. You hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. It's around. What? Oh, what is that? What was that? Been zoned out. I've noticed nothing from Discord at all. I was wondering where you were. I was like, Bob took the day off today, didn't he? What was that? ... I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief to you, won't it? Yeah. That's the kind of guy you are. I got nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. So he's over there now. Oops. Okay. I see it. Bam. Well, would you look at that? Right on the hook. What did I miss? We found Sissel, but he's evil. He's a bad guy. Right on the hook. I love knit hats. So warm and most of all soft. Hey, now that I'm looking at it, that hat's the same shape as the helmet you just knocked down. Aha! I thought so. He was the man at the park, yeah, 10 years ago. This was another condition of my deal. To wipe out everybody who knew about Temsic. He's going to shoot! It's too late! Again? I'm gonna get shot again? No, wait, our chance is coming up. The last split second, right? Leave it to me! Would you look at that? The bullet is hanging in midair, between the gun and the inspector's forehead. Now's our chance! I'm hearing the bullet right now. Let's swap this little thing with something else. Huh? It's our only hope. There's gotta be something here with the same shape and direction as the bullet. Now, in the DS version, when you were inside an object, hurry now. It would show you, like, the shape of it, so you'd know to swap it with the hat here. But yeah, if you don't move the hat and you try to switch it with the helmet, he still dies. He gets mad fucked up. I don't think he noticed. Looks like you pulled off another magic disappearing act. And now I say again, I love knit hats. So warm and most of all soft. Did I do alright? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. And I'll keep doing it too, over and over. What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? So you two are working together? That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all. Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla. You're right, Missile. There's a certain guy I have to follow too. But yeah, evil Sissel's he's on a path of revenge. He's digging 2 graves. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanela, the man in red left, and now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. How are you feeling, you old crazy character? 2 graves? Well, actually, it's more like 3, because he's trying to kill 3 people. Yeah, he's gonna kill way more than just 2 people. Yeah, his plans were to kill the Inspector, Lynn, and Jowd. Hey there, Professor. We're both alive, I see. Nothing like it. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but I got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna believe that. So what, the guy in red is gone, eh? Just in case, I've posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys come through with us. Yeah, he's messed up. He can't continue tonight. Damn it! I picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. He's out of the action. If I knew things were gonna end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. might be able to erase deaths, but it's true that I can't do much about his injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yes, sorry, I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. I guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you'd like, Mr. Ghost. Revenge. That guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. Huh, he's a fool. He's the one who made a decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd, who forced me into a corner. Lynn, the girl who was playing in the park. Finally, you, Inspector Cabanela. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. So what did you do? Yes, 10 years ago on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made 2 very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell. But I'd just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement. But I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabanela, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report. Got it. I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. He walked away, and that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun. How could you? He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place. We first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on the communication networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them 2 predictions. He foresaw 2 completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. Those 2 inmates at the special prison. But they weren't predictions. He fucking did it himself. He made them do it. We kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. Point X, that restaurant, the Chicken Kitchen. The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight. On a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal. Submarine? We haven't been able to find out when it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think that what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands. Right. Highly unlikely they'd use him for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage. Camilla. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. This spotless record of yours. Is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life. Than your life? After all, it's because of my record. that I'm able to get my hands on all intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the Manipulator case. He was playing the long con. While everybody thought he was heartless for just giving up on Jowd, he was really becoming the top of the investigation unit just so he could free his friend. The Manipulator case? That's why you cared so much about your record? Of course. Why else? I could just never believe it, man. Jowd, shooting Alma. I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story, some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder, everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took 5 long years, though. The Manipulator. He's going to prove that Jowd is innocent. What incredible determination. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Detective Jowd, why did you arrest him? Why didn't you help him escape from prison? That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. But if I apprehend him and take him to the Justice Minister, he's not escaping. He himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could. So that's it. But there's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. Ha! What's a little misunderstanding? My baby will come around. Give it time. Yeah. I like how this, like, before this part, like, it really sets up Cabanela to be, like, the bad guy. And then, like, when he explains his side, you're just like, oh shit. There are more important things to do with our time tonight. Let's talk to the Pigeon Man. Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the report said. There was no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I'd never filed an autopsy report. Because I couldn't. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. But that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity, too. The unusual corpse. That was the only way I can describe it, too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead alright, no question about it. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very next instant. And that's how it went. No scarring or blood either. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery. That's because the corpse up and vanished on us. He just walked right out of the building. There is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? He just got up and walked away. He walked himself out of there. It got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. And he didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. Yeah, if you guys didn't see that, when he knocked down the kettle, his hand was on the hot stove, and he just sat there. The corpse left behind some data from some testing I did. I got some readings for some kind of radiation coming off that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. Could it be? That's right, it was coming from the meteorite fragment. That's you! This is also where Missile died. I went to the park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell, and just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact pattern of the radiation from that corpse. At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die, only to come back to life. I wanted to research it in all depth, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case, thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here. Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush? It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here. I heard there was an oddball who's been researching Temsic. Is that you, baby? Yeah, you got it. Who are you to be calling anybody an oddball? And they immediately became friends. I was investigating the manipulator case then. And then I heard there was a man who'd quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we'd heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and the Temsic was somehow connected. Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise. Oh, to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother. He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Camilla. So that contraption in the basement here, you built that to try and help Detective Jowd? That's right. Jowd and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device, but there was just one part of it. The gun! I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jowd it did something that it shouldn't have, made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. I put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must have mean somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Lynn's here. Inspector Cabanela. Hey, baby. Ugh. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hated to spoil your image of me. Of that cool cat inspector that you always look up to. Is that really the image she had of him? So now everybody's filled in. Inspector Cabanela, I'm sorry. I just heard you were chasing after that man this whole time to try and help Detective Jowd? This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it? Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer. Yikes. Tonight. I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. Ha ha ha! But a joke is a joke. We may as well laugh. Jowd! The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jowd go free until tomorrow morning, too. It's a pretty extreme while he was at it. So all of the players are here. Sorry it took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else run around, and then you swoop in at the last second. Jowd. Your jacket, sir. 5 years ago. You left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to give it back to you one day. I've been waiting so long, Detective Jowd. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave to me. It's just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it. Sissel, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work. They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow. You'll see. Could you wait here until we do? Please. Okay, fine. I'm counting on you. This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. We don't have much time. Alright, I'm leaving. It's almost dawn. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now, I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn! I don't have much time left. Why was that beep so loud? Why are you saying he? That's you. We've got like an hour left. There's no time, man. Lynn kept her promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Hello? This is Jowd. Sissel, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk. We'll be waiting for you. Good story. The control room. Well, you'd better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. At the other end of the phone line. I'm finally gonna find all my answers. I'd better go. A single telephone line connects me and the other Sissel, but that single line spreads out like a spider's web to ensnare the fates of many people. And I just reached the center of the web. We're in the submarine. Welcome to the Yanoa. Detective Jowd. He was able to make one phone call. Detective sense must have gotten rusty. I didn't even sense your presence here in the dark. That's because I switched off power to my mask, or I switched the power to my mask off, Detective Jowd. I used your phone. I hope you don't mind. Egad! Never thought you'd track us here, especially seeing as you're a death row inmate. And I'm equally surprised about your choice of transportation. A submarine, eh? But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew that Yanoa was going to surface. Confound it! We detectives have a little saying. If there's something you want to know about the case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. We tracked him on the way here. I have a little something for you. The pocket watch was actually a radar. Cabanela has given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always proved to be useful. This one was a radio receiver made to look like a pocket watch. Yes, Inspector Cabanela. I hear he's an excellent investigator. By the way, where's that man in red? I know he's on this submarine somewhere. Ah, Sissel, you mean. He was here! You! You can relax. That's nothing but his shell. His shell, eh? His spirit isn't here right now. Most likely right about now. He's controlling your daughter. Please, I beg you, let my daughter go. If you need a hostage, take me. Just please, let her go. Bah! There's something our nation needs. Sissel has it. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Sissel has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? Oh! Our nation has already researched it. This product that Sissel has to offer. The source of his powers. What in the world was that? The Temsik fragment. It gives spirits special powers. And now our deal with Sissel is concluded, as far as we're concerned. What are you talking about? What a mistake to make right at the most critical moment. Now then, Detective Jowd. Farewell. They've been jettisoned from the submarine. What in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jowd! Where did he go? I'm still on the damn phone. What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. In any case, Lynn and the little lady must be here somewhere. I smell danger. I'd better find him and fast. Oh, so you're here, huh? It's Missile! Yes, I think even I remember who you are by now. What do you suppose that shock was a minute ago? I have no idea, of course. I'm just a little sheltered apartment dog. But with my loss of memory, I can't say I'm much better. Anyway, let's hurry up and go save Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla. Do you think that trusty nose of yours can sniff them out? Sorry to say, I don't think it can. You do have the power to swap objects. Let's go find that lady detective and the little lady together. Good old Missile. Dude, just you wait. The telephone is ringing. Wow! It's Miss Camilla, I just know it. Let's get to that phone before it stops ringing. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, it's off the hook, at least. I think I just heard another little explosion in the distance. Got a bad feeling about this. Sissel, look! That black hello! It came off the hook. Better answer it, and fast! Oops. Hello! Is anybody there? It's her, the little lady. It's Sissel, where are you? Somebody please answer. I guess she can't hear my voice. You too, huh? Oh good, I thought she was ignoring me. Somebody help me. Lynn. Lynn is... She said Lynn! Miss Lynn! We'd better hurry. I think this is what, the 5th time Lynn's died? It's no use, nobody's answering. Miss Camilla! And... Oh, poor Miss Lynn. She can't seem to catch a break. Looks like yet another tragedy has happened. Sorry to keep you waiting, little lady. Sissy, I knew you'd come. Miss Camilla! And Missile! So glad to see you're alright. Well, I wouldn't say I'm alright exactly. Hey, wait a minute. Missile, your voice. I think I remember hearing it somewhere before. My voice? That's right. Camilla has a core now, so that means she did hear Missile's voice before, when he saved her that time. So that was you, wasn't it, Missile? You're the one who saved me in the park tonight. Thank you. I'm so glad I was born your little doggy. Huh? But don't you need my powers? I'll see what I can do on my own for a while. After all, you're the only one who can protect her. Okay, I'll do it! I wonder what happens this time. Better talk to her some more. Can I talk to you a minute? Yes? Could you tell me what happened to you? What happened after I last saw you at your old house? Oh, let's see. After that, I think I fell asleep. I woke up to the sound of an engine. So she was already in the submarine by then, eh? I thought to myself, I have to escape! Next thing I knew, I found myself in this big room. I was so tired I couldn't move. And then... Camilla! I was so relieved. I don't remember what happened after that. She must have passed out, poor thing. You've been through so much. You were very brave. I think Lynn's probably been through more than me. Yeah, you don't know the half of it. I gotta get over there. Well, wait, let me talk to Missile. Sorry, I can't help right now, Sissel, but I think I'd better stay with Miss Camilla. That's alright, I think so too. Sissel? Could you say that again? I really like the sound of that. Yeah, maybe later. Damn it. Oh, Sissel, you're here! Lynn, what in the world happened here? I don't know. Huh? I just sort of blacked out all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead! Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know in that case. And where's Detective Jowd? Is he alright? I don't know. Huh? The room he was in just disappeared all of a sudden. Now it's even making less sense than before. After we left the Super's office, we followed after the man in red. We tracked him with that radio transmitter Inspector Cabanela fired into him with the bullet. The man in red took a boat from sea from a small harbor on the edge of town. Detective Jowd and I managed to secretly stow away on his boat, and then we sneaked onto the submarine with him when it surfaced. Before long, the submarine dove back down again. Detective Chowd and I decided to split up. He would take care of the telephone line, and I would look for Camilla. I found Camilla hiding in the engine room. She had escaped and run away here. Wow, that's quite an adventure. What happened next? I don't know. Huh? There was a flash of white, all of a sudden, next thing I know, I was dead. Oh boy. Sounds like it'd be quicker to see for myself. Missile, a true companion. You don't even understand. Just you wait till the end. Camilla, are you okay? Camilla? Hello, Lynn. Or is it Detective now? It's been 10 years since we last met. Are you really that man from the park 10 years ago? Well, I see there's no need to introduce myself. Camilla has nothing to do with any of this. Afraid I can't do that. This is my last chance. The phone's ringing. It's not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. The fact that you're here means that my revenge plan has failed. Revenge plan? It didn't happen tonight, did it? His execution. Well, knowing him, I half expected as much. That's why I was waiting here like this, waiting for him to show up. Wouldn't it be just what he wanted, to be executed by his own daughter? I heard about 10 years ago. I feel sorry about what happened to you. But revenge? Nobody could possibly know what I've... What in the world? An explosion? Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this. Have I been had? Look out! Revenge, huh? That's a feeling I just can't understand. Of course not. You're not him. I got some water. She's right. I'm not him, am I? He was going to shoot Detective Jowd as Camilla when he came to rescue her. It's just too horrible. Anyway, let's bring you back to life. Again. You don't have to add the again part. Yeah, she was possessed. So here we are. Back in the past. So let's see, the cause of death this time was that mysterious explosion. You're pretty up for a dead woman. You know how detectives love a good mystery. It's like a shot of vitamins. What do you mean for a dead woman? Anyway, I guess we should look for a way to stop that explosion. Alright, let's do this thing. Finding clues is like a dose of minerals to a detective. I'm afraid with my memory loss, I have no idea what vitamins or minerals are. I'm stuck. I can't get out of here. We're just gonna have to wait until Missile shows up or something. Ugh. Can't reach. But this place is pretty big. The gun! That's my ticket. No need to introduce myself. Afraid I can't do that. The phone is ringing! Not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. I gotta get that phone. It's no use. I can't get the line to work. That's funny. I thought I could use the phone in the past if somebody was calling. What are you talking about? The receiver has to be off the hook first, silly. Well, don't look at me. I can't do it. I don't have any hands or feet right now. Somebody please answer the phone. If you want something done, you'll have to do it yourself. How exactly am I supposed to do that? Turn the wheel. Hey, we somehow managed to knock down the receiver. Somehow managed? Who's to say that's not how I planned it? Come on, hurry. Now's your chance to get on the phone. She's right. I better check it out. Hello? Anybody there? If anybody's still there, get yourself here on the double. We're about to head out. Speak up. Why don't you answer? Anyway, come if you're coming. We're leaving. So it must be true what they say, that there are restless ghosts aboard. That does it. I promise to turn over a new leaf, Mom. No more of this world-conquering evil plots shit. I'm gonna start going to church. Well, it's true, neither of us is really resting in peace. Anyway, looks like the sub just lost one of its crew. Guess that means the fate of this sub has changed slightly. Sissel has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? It's Detective Jowd! What's going on there? I saw this little deal go down once before. In just a moment, the man in red is about to get his Temsic fragment taken away. Oops. I don't get it. What's happening? They decided to conclude the deal without the other party present. They're just going to go ahead and steal the Temsic fragment. Huh? But that's cheating! I think we have much more important things to think about right now. Where's the Temsic fragment going to go? Uh-oh. We're stuck. This is as far as we can go, and we're trapped here now. But it'll go in there, where the phone is. And we can definitely reach it. All of them are packed in there. Ah, the Temsic fragment. You're mine at last. Wait. I'm not in the meteor. The objective has been achieved. Now we detach the control room as planned. Yes, sir. Farewell, sir. Sissel, what just happened? The whole room just disappeared, with Detective Jowd in it. Don't worry, Lynn. I bet Detective Jowd can take care of himself. The main thing right now is rescuing you and the little lady. I can't believe this is happening. Yeah, everybody mashed up against the glass. I'd better hurry along before Sissel discovers what he's lost and comes after me. The Ynoa will be his coffin. May it lie buried here in the deep sea. Forever! Farewell, Sissel. Aha! So that's the cause of that giant explosion. Huh? What is? Don't tell me that's another thing you've forgotten. The torpedo! It's like, well, you've heard of a missile before, haven't you? Yeah, sure. But a different missile comes to mind. It comes more readily to mind. Looks like he has plans to sink the submarine with that thing. This is not good! We have to do something before that torpedo is fired! I'm stuck in this case, though. can't let it launch. But what can we do? Let's just get to the torpedo as fast as we can. Maybe we can find a way to stop it somehow. Somehow? A true detective never gives up. We certainly just can't ignore it. I'm in. There's no time. It's gonna launch. Don't worry. We can still find a way to stop it. What? How? Even if the torpedo does launch, we just have to stop it from detonating, right? There's still something we can do. I hope? Why was the I hope at the end the strongest part of that sentence? Okay, here goes. It loops back around. There's a rat! I came along with the ride without giving him too much thought. But was this really the best move? I think so! We just have to keep it from going off, right? I'm sure this poor little rat will thank us too. How in the world did it get in here? It's the joint. I think these outside parts are supposed to be weights of some sort. The spinning black things, right? Apparently, their spinning helps the torpedo maintain its balance. They must be pretty heavy. I wonder if we can use these weights to our advantage somehow. Gyroscope, joint, striker, detonator. Do you know how a torpedo works? No, I can't say I do. Wow, detectives sure know a lot. I saw it explained once in a book. On impact, the fuse in the tip is depressed. It pushes in. That turn sets off the detonator. The detonator, huh? That must be the red button. So how do we stop it? They didn't explain anything about that in the book. Wow, detectives sure know a lot. Or not. Ugh. This looks like just the thing. If we clamp this thing on the fuse, it should keep it from moving. So what does that mean? It means we might be able to stop the torpedo from exploding with this. I have to admit, I don't understand all the details, but I do want to give it a try. Before we can do that, looks like we have to get something out of the way first. Uh-oh. Great! We've dumped the little creature off. Wow, those weights were heavy enough to turn the whole torpedo over. Now for that safety device. Right. Clamp it. Now it's no longer primed. We did it! That should keep this torpedo from exploding. But there's just one problem. Problem? What's that? The torpedo is still going to impact. We can't do anything about that. Uh-oh. What was that noise? Looks like the torpedo still hit the submarine. But it looks like the submarine is still okay. This changes everybody's fate, including little rats. Sissel, we did it! I'm pretty sure the rat's still dead. What's the matter? You still look unhappy. We stopped the torpedo from blowing up. But we still opened a gaping hole in the submarine. You're right. I guess that's just what missiles do. They're unstoppable. Am I hearing things? Anyway, guess we'd better get back to the present as quickly as we can. Right, I'm worried about Camilla. Yeah, now what? We managed to stop death for now, but it hasn't disappeared altogether. It's slowly but surely filling the room. Uh-oh. Water is seeping in through the hole where the torpedo hit. I gotta get them out of here. I better go meet up with Lynn. Swap the submarine with something similar. Apparently this machine still works. Fortunately, I guess it won't run for very long, but maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. Ugh! I can't reach. Ah! Damn it! Each of the 3 machines is equipped with a fan. Now that I take a closer look, it appears there are 2 sizes of fans. I better hurry over to Lynn. It's not safe to stay here. And I just don't have the power to stop that water from coming in. Yeah, swap it with something, some sandwich on land. As far as I can get. We're here? There we are. Gotta give her a sign. Lynn. Camilla, you're awake. How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about it. It wasn't you. Miss Camilla! Oh, Missile, you're here. Oh, poor Miss Camilla. Miss Lynn, what should we do? We have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Sissel should be along any second. I knew Sissy would come. And Missy is here too. I'm so happy everyone's going to be with me now. She's down. Camilla! I'll get you out of here. If it's the last thing I do! Or whimper, as the case may be. I better send a signal before it's too late. Look at that flashlight. It's Sissel. He's here. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. I'm glad you're here, Sissel. Sorry for the wait. Looks like this room is gonna fill up with water fast. We better get out of that door as quick as we can. We won't be getting out of that door, I'm afraid. The water pressure is too great already. I can't open it. What? What does water pressure mean? I think of it as the force of water holding the door closed. The water level keeps getting higher and higher in here. So the only way out of here is up, huh? Exactly. Okay, got it. Let's look for a path that goes up. Oh. Hey, look at that ladder. I wonder if we can get it down somehow. Good idea, let's try it. Oh, and by the way... Yes? I can't swim. Neither can Camilla. Don't you have any good news for me? Let me think about it. In the meantime, could you hurry, please? I can't reach. Wave that flashlight over there. Gah! Still can't reach. Surely... I'll just turn this handle. Blows the glove down. Throw the switch. You did it, Sissel. Thanks. Huh. What was that? Looks like the water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Huh? Sissel, the flashlight doesn't work anymore. Hey, don't get mad at me. Maybe the contacts are bad or something. Hey, I know. You could fix it with your powers. Okay, now that's just taking things too far. Oh hey, great. Did you used to be an electrician in your past life or something? That's a cruel question considering the circumstances. Now all we have to do is go in there. Get to that door and we're safe. Oh, flashlight's gone. And we're in big trouble. We just have to get to that door, right? Ow. What happened now? It looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs. I can't believe we're still okay after that fall. Either we're really lucky, or we're dead and we just haven't realized it yet. Just need to get to that door. Come on now, as if the latter could be true. But we're in big trouble. It's... What now? The water sure is rising fast. Come on! You'll just have to go up to the top. Let's see how I can help with my ghost tricks. Well, well, I think I see a familiar flame over there. Sissel, there you are. How's it going? How's it going? I'd say it's going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous the situation is, don't you? Of course, after all. Just ask anybody who knows me how much I hate taking a bath. Maybe he's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these ladies? Of course! I can't go anywhere from here, but Missile can. We gotta hurry. Get me over there. I see. The piston's sticking out right in front of me. It's almost like they're taunting me. Maybe it's a challenge? It might be just that. Think you can climb them? If I wasn't holding Camilla, I could probably do it easily. Sissel! You're not telling Miss Lynn to leave poor Miss Camilla behind, are you? Could you just be quiet for a minute, Missile? Oh, cool. Operate. I am relinquished. Oh, and you have the artist tag again. For now. These pistons sticking out. It's almost like a challenge. How large the fans are. My arms are full, but my legs are free. If you could just move these pistons so they're a little easier to climb, I think I could do it. In order to do that, we need 3 different sizes of fans. I see it. It's right over here. We're running out of time. There! How about that? This is great. You made a staircase for me. You better hurry. I don't think the water's gonna wait for you. How do I get up there? Ouch! Now this steam is getting in the way. It's too hot to get through. What? And there's no way to go around either. Think you can do something? Of course we can. Do. I gotta get over there. Ugh! Shit. Uh-oh. Ugh! Can I reach? Shit. Ugh! I can't! How am I supposed to get over there? But here... we can swap this pipe. If I swap the pipes, it changes how the steam comes out, huh? Because the cracks in each pipe are different, right? So each pipe sprays out steam in a different way, eh? Bet that'll come in handy. Uh-oh. Water's rising. Here comes that water again. Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you. No, Missile, it's too salty! I think the more relevant point is that he's dead, so he can't drink it. Whatever, just do something! How do I get up there? Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. Last time I can't get up there, man. How do I get over there? Ugh. I gotta get in over there! I fucking can't. I'm just too far away. I don't get it. It worked last time. There we go. Just had to do it just right. The water's getting really close now. Not that I can see all too well with the steam here. That's right, don't give up. My back is really starting to hurt. There we go. How does that look? All that horrible steam is cleared out of the way. It's not far now. Try to move forward. Ouch! We're almost there. The door is just over there. If I could just make it to the door, we can escape. Now how in the world am I gonna get up there? Don't yell at me. If you want to yell, you can yell at me. Missile. How can I yell at you when you're so sweet about it? Let's look for something to pull Miss Lynn up with. Are you being sarcastic? How do I get over there? Switch. Can't flip the switch. slide the hook down. Simple. Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. Alright, raise away. We're there. Easiest part of the puzzle. But... Sorry, I can't do it. Open it, hurry. Is that any way to ask for something? It's no use! I can't budge it. It must be stuck. Oh no. And we got so far, too. No. This way. What just happened? I can't believe my eyes. Lynn and the little lady suddenly vanished, leaving only darkness and seawater. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea, but I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. I still want to head up, to find a single ray of light to illuminate the truth at the bottom of this deep, deep darkness. We're at the final chapter. The Pigeon Man. Chapter 17. 5:10. We don't have any time left. It's almost morning. The upended submarine continues to sink slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and saltwater closing in on them, but at the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? I see you managed to survive, Detective. You're... Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. That looks like me! Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me! I need to know. Who am I? I've lost my form. Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you, what happened? I can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. You can't remember who you are? That's right. I came all this way tonight, trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight, I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. I bet you'll remember really soon who you are, and who I am, too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind. A memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. The engine room is destroyed, there's a hole in the hull, and it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had to deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool. Everybody betrayed me. They already have what they wanted now. The Temsic fragment. I don't know. I didn't know they had it all figured out. Oh, did you start playing this game? Oh, you should probably leave. This is the final chapter. This is like the absolute end of the game. Yeah. Spoilers. And you don't want to get these spoilers because this story is pretty incredible. I didn't know they had it all figured out. You mean they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah, that meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives us power and time. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. The radiation's power effect. These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research, and I think I've kind of got some of it figured out. How many hours till I get from start to here? Probably like 12, 13. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers, like possessing and manipulating objects. And in my case, swapping objects. Exactly. Apparently, there are individual differences in the powers we get. And it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do? Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I can only manipulate small living creatures. But now look at me, I'm a fucking robot. How do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite, its radiation. That's what it does? Dying while being exposed to the radiation? On that day 10 years ago. He got hit by the meteorite. A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart, and I died. But my spirit lived on, so of course I received special powers. Hey, wait a minute! Is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right. He died right where the crater was. Aren't the Temsic remnants still right there in the park at the bottom of this crater? You're right! So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too. But there was nothing in the junkyard. The radiation's time effect. It gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. It's the fact that I can return to 4 minutes before a person's death. Is another effect of that meteorite? One of the characteristics of that meteorite is its ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death. This is so strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. Makes about as much sense to me as anything else. Yeah, strange and confusing. That just sums about the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment. My very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that had separated my life and death. What? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago. But his time is perpetually stopped right at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I simply existed, not really alive, and not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with the scalpel. So I guess as soon as an incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. And the revenge. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? As part of the deal, I made those guys cooperate. Oh, I made those guys a promise to cooperate. You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the Justice Minister and made him issue the execution order. But I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. So that's why he wanted his daughter kidnapped. But they kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know. They had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Temsik. Jowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. The Pigeon Man and Inspector Cabanela. Inspector Cabanela and that Junkyard Super, they were slated to be wiped out too. And Lynn, because she saw it, and as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my Temsik fragment, and here I am. Damn, they tricked him. But more than... they had one more final target. You. Because you saw it. You, detective. Me? One final target. If you weren't in the park that day all those 10 years ago, I would have never thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay. But I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, and you'd become a detective looking into Jowd's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago. So of course you didn't recognize me. And he leaned his body up against the barbed wire so it wouldn't fall over. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power! It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. The aim was off, and the first shot missed the mark. And then you shot me. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan, anyway. And then nearsighted Jigo showed up. And you see how she hits the barbed wire and bumps off? Because she could actually feel it. He couldn't. But they had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. Somebody had some ghost powers. I showed up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that, but then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha, the inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsik meteorite. Because you were looking into the Jowd case, they thought you would find out about Temsik sooner or later. But that doesn't explain where I came from. How did I show up? And that's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is wait for the water pressure to crush the submarine. Oh no! There are no cores that link from here to the water's surface. I have an idea! We hook up the phone line and... There are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for this submarine to be my coffin. A coffin for the dead. There's no escape. I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling, cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Lynn? Camilla! Is it true? We're stuck here? What? Oh, If my dad were here, I'd bet he'd save us. Oh, Camilla, I'm so sorry. Huh. That's funny. What is it, Sissel? There's something I don't understand. Why would they go through all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsic fragment and escape, if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison your body off to the sea? That's a good question, but I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. We have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute! Yes, we do! The transmitter! This will tell us where Detective Jowd is. That present from the inspector in white. That's right, Detective Jowd told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in this person's body in the command room, right? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is. But even if we find out where it is, how do we get there? We should be able to figure something out between the three of us with our powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right, and wait a minute, what about a torpedo? A torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. Looks like Detective Jowd is our last hope. Come on, let's get started. I'd better not open this. It's such a peaceful mood at the moment. No need to throw cold water on it. Well, I wouldn't go so far to call it peaceful. Grapes. Why is this machine shoving grapes at me? Well, this looks like the private cabin of the top officer, doesn't it? This machine is probably for feeding him grapes while he lies in bed. Oh, it sounds heavenly! Except dogs can't eat grapes. Don't feed your dog grapes. I've been thinking about this for a while now. But don't you think the country's use of technology is just a little off? Says the guy who made a deal with said country. Anyway, looks like the arm of this machine is a bit busted. I can reach it from here. Torpedo room. There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out. You're gonna use a missile to ram the control room. Well, I don't know about ram. We don't want to blow Detective Jowd up, but something like that. We'll climb up to the torpedo room. Oh, well, we'll climb up to the torpedo room, too. Up is definitely safer. Okay, I'll see you there, then. Swim. We're already too far down. Looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be one more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube. When it comes to missiles, you can count on me! I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck! This switch won't budge. Maybe it's broken? But I don't think the entire device is broken, though. If only I could move this switch. Oh, I probably have to... Oop. I gotta talk to Missile. What will happen to these two ladies? I think that's up to us and our powers. What? This is no time to be standing around unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength missile? Of course I will. Count on it. We just need to switch these switches so that we have one that works. There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable. Alright, everybody, climb in. All set on this end, too. But something's odd. What is? The command room. It looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. Hop in. Alright, thanks. I've already set the torpedo's course. It'll head towards the command room where Detective Jowd is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the command room. Okay, got it. And then we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. Climb in! Come on, missile. Missile? I'm sorry, I can't go. What? I just can't. How could I leave? I just can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it! Missile. I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel. I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels. I want you to go, Missile. What? But Miss Lynn! You staying here won't change our fate, but if you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen, and that's our only hope. But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never. Never again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla, I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. And he immediately jumps in. That's a good boy, Missile. I didn't even control that. He just goes in by himself. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. Sissel? Yes? We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. We're going to see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right. Of course we will. I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes. Good luck, friend. Yeah, don't miss. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light of hope reach this far down in the deep sea before I can think of an answer? The 12 seconds are up! We can reach! Detective Jowd! I bet that big masked man did this. I'm gonna bite him! You better not. You might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking, so I wonder what this masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jowd. Does he just not register that her name is Camilla? No, he just calls her the little lady. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd. Huh, who are you? Are you... Sissel? Please excuse my appearance. I I can't believe you made it here. How is Camilla? How about Lynn? Well, it's kind of a long story, and it's not looking good. I told Detective Jowd about everything that happened on the submarine Yanoa. So the submarine is badly damaged? Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. I know the answer to that one. Why didn't the man in red come? It's because he's afraid of my powers. You! You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Are you... Yomiel? So you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? So that's your real name, huh? Yomiel? That's right. But these people on the Yanoa were calling you Sissel. That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you, right, Detective Jowd? Right. About Yomiel. 10 years ago. You were a top systems engineer, weren't you? Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers. I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government. It doesn't sound like anything a top Pomeranian would know anything about. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. He's a giant nerd, yeah? However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me I'd ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved in on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. Him. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you, and then that incident happened. He escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as a hostage. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. Yeah, like that's the sad thing. He wasn't even guilty. He was just forced into a corner by Inspector Cabanela. They threatened his life, and so he's like, I don't see any way out. I'm just gonna have to run. But he was innocent all along. The real motive for revenge. 10 years ago. My soul was split from my body, and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right. Sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. Could he have been the lamp? Well, hold on to that thought. Well, how could he have been the lamp if he was also controlling Lynn at the time? Well, I mean, he wasn't controlling Lynn while the lamp was in control, but you keep that lamp in your mind, Bob. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair, and I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. So that's why you murdered Alma. That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. What? It was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal. The deal. There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them, but what would you get out of the deal? A new life. Life. I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they help me with my revenge plot, and the second was a rebirth for me. A new beginning, eh? I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity, an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. A completely man-made life. That's right. I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And the response in the end was betrayal. But there's something also weird. How has he been able to last more than 1 day in the spirit world? They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Temsik was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this? None at all. I was the fool. So then, why did they go through all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal the hunk of Temsik meteorite from the park? They couldn't. It's a protected spot after the manipulator incidents. The research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. By these guys. By Inspector Cabanela and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then they decided to put the park under surveillance, just in case. Surveillance, huh? Just looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. The crazy man was keeping an eye on it. Well, he is, but he's not employed by these guys. The park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsik meteorite. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy the park in order to secure the Temsik meteorite. He'd do it for free, but he's stopping this plan. So that's it, eh? So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh? Yeah, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? You managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, shall we get started? Started with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. What? What good would that do now? But we promised. We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla that we'd save them. And we can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. It's rewind time. So we've stopped explosions, runaway cars, bullets, a heart attack. How the hell do we stop a sinking submarine? Where are we headed? We are not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped in here too! He's a robot. By the way, I am not human, Detective. That's why he couldn't sense him earlier in the darkness. I am a remote-controlled robot, Detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, Detective. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? That's nothing but a shell there. He's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective. Possibility? The story is so tight. Yeah, they explain everything. What are you talking about? There's no need for you to know, Detective. Official ads on the stream. What country are the blue people from? It's just a foreign country. Now it's time to say goodbye. They don't say. They never say what country this takes place in either. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Ugh. Camilla, forgive me. And then he's dead. How the fuck are we supposed to solve this? It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what the big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small. Possibility. In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning the situation around. Now how the fuck are we gonna solve this one? Trick time. Huh? What is it, Detective? Look at Youmio's shell. There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsik fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell? Give us some kind of lead? I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small it is, that they're afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsik. His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death. Right, but not anymore. The Temsik fragment has been taken away. Exactly, so what does that mean? I get it! Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsik fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse. So let's see, that means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death? But wait a minute! Exactly when is that death? That's simple. We'll find out when we get there. Let's move! It's rewind time. I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever, and then I saw it. The final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. Who is he? The final journey to the truth starts now. Everything shall be undone. The final chapter. When was Youmio's death? It was 10 years ago, when the Temsik meteorite fell. It's just a silly little guy. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. It's rewind time. It's ready. Hold it! The warning shot. That scares him. Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Grabs her, and then that's the inspector's gun. Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back! If you come any closer, I'll shoot her! He has no choice. He sees no way out, and... Didn't we see someone like that at the junkyard? You might get hurt! So the final chapter, we have to stop a goddamn meteor. The escalation of the threats is just... it's just perfect. From people getting shot, to explosions, to a van, to a sinking submarine, to a goddamn meteor. You're alright now. Are you hurt? You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temsik meteorite, eh? It's beautiful looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Temsik from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jowd? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. We might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. What I did was inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept it. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Let's get started! Here we are. Now, how are we gonna save you? If Lynn would just wander off somewhere, that would solve everything. When her sweet potato is almost ready, ha! She's not gonna budge from that spot. But you know, it makes me wonder. A little girl all alone in the park, listening to music and roasting a sweet potato. What kind of childhood did this girl have? Doesn't everybody have at least one day in their life like that? Give her a break. Anyway, if Lynn won't budge from that spot, we'll just have to move. We'll have to have the fragment move instead. I can't reach. Alright. So, Missile can't really go anywhere either. It's ready! Eating potatoes in a public park, you know. Just roasting a sweet potato in a pile of leaves. Gotta go here. Gotta go here! Turn up the headphones. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears! I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. You really startled her. You even made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate was changed, albeit ever so slightly. Okay. Can reach that. Go here. Rock the basket. He goes to the leaves. Actually, no, he goes to the sweet potato. I go to the fountain. We spray the sweet potato up here. You changed my fate knowing where I dropped my potato. You now have less calories. Look at that sweet potato. That big the big scary sweet potato. That's not a sweet potato missile, that's Mino. Oh, right, of course. But look at them, the potato and Mino. Right now they both have the same shape. So you're saying you could swap them, huh? Good idea, Missile. Here I go, and I'm gonna need your help. My help? Of course. How do I get over there? I gotta get close enough so that I can turn on the fountain. Oh. Well, shit, did I have to be in the sweet potato? Well, I couldn't, actually. Yeah, I can't reach it otherwise. How do I get over there? I gotta think. What's the trick? Okay, we're here. Oops. Yeah, that dropped sweet potato. I need to be in the potato and also, like... Okay, I got an idea. Rock this. Turn on the fountain. Get in the potato. Oh. Get in there! And then you get over here. Get in this fountain. Missile, get here. We spray this higher. Missile. Look, the lamppost is bending, but it hasn't broken yet. It really is a wonder that it hasn't snapped. It just might hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Temsik fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But with Minos sits firmly in its way, then fate should change. Trick time. Ah, fuck. Well, shoot. Now we're in trouble, though. I can't get over there. Let's go back down. Oops. Okay. We're in position. It's about time for that meteorite to come down. Don't worry, Missile. I think we're ready for it. Look what's right in front of the fragment's path. Okay, that giant sweet potato. If anything can get in the way, that ugly monster can. Ouch. Anyway. Fragment's path will change. Here it comes. Here's the moment. There! How's that? Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little. Now Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No! Jowd! His leg. Ugh, Detective Jowd! The Temsik fragment shot through his leg. What? But the cruel twists of fate weren't over yet. Ugh! Come on, put it down! Huh? Jowd, put the gun down now! If you don't, you're gonna shoot him! I don't know if it's his detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! No! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end. I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen! Missile! The bullet is stopped in midair. I'm here, inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something. With what? Detective Jowd. The meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. And to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. The sweet potato. Yeah, I mean, he still gets mad fucked up. He got hit with a sweet potato going like 200 miles per hour. We stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. That's not true. Huh? My fate of getting pierced through the back might not have changed. But I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still, this fate is too painful to watch in every sense. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. It should hold a little longer, but it's been a little longer. Wake up! You gotta get out of there! He can't get up. Damn it, my leg won't work. It's all over. We're all out of time. Miss Lynn! It's not over yet! But there isn't anything else to swap with! Why don't we just let it play out and try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. And then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that! Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it. But what can we do now? Even if we work together... I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Sissel and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomiel! Sissel, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this! I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. Alright, I'll try to move there. Now gather your strength and make it spray as your life depended on it. I'm dead, though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. And remember, you only have a split second. Got it. Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? What can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Got it! You can swap them! That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But, even if I swap them, it's still right above Miss Lynn! Don't worry. Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino. What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or 2 helped. Oh, it helped alright. Those few seconds are exactly what I wanted. Last up, my turn. Your turn. Him. It's not you anymore. It's him. You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute! You mean... That's right. I'm gonna save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Ugh! Ye gods! Ah, you're awake. Hey, mister, is your knee okay? Huh. Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit, but the main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. Do you think you could go call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... The badge. What's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who have been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks. Okay, you know what to do, little detective. If he can manipulate living people, why not make the detective in him stop fighting and walk away? Because they'd find each other again eventually. Oh, they can be awake. It's harder for him to do it if they're conscious. Are you alive? Yeah, sadly. his legs and pelvis are shattered. But he's still alive. Hang on, help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? Yeah, the point was to avoid the meteorite. But then Jowd would eventually find him and he'd be a killer. He'd be a killer. To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It's as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But you know, I'm glad it happened. Hey, mister. I found this kitten. It was over here. Come to think of it, I saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. It's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? Well, looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? That kitten's, of course. Sissel's. You were the cat this whole time. Sissel! The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend? I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Hold it! Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Somebody, please reach out a hand to me. And Yomiel did. I had only just died at the time. I'd lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the black kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat, and then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. But she didn't live there anymore. I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. He carried him around in his cat bag. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. But he always had his little buddy with him. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects, but then after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted artificial light. And tonight, when I got my revenge on Lynn, or I would see that light, or at least that's what I tried to believe. He takes control of her. But the first shot missed. Where did the stray bullet go? I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. He took control of the cat. So, in the end, Lynn really did kill us. The black cat! I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead. What? The stray bullet. I wasn't able to control her completely. And the first shot missed. The first bullet didn't hit anything. Or so I thought. It did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. And when I died, I was in the field of radiation. Right there in the presence of the Temsic radiation. That's when I got my powers. That's when I got my powers of the dead, my ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. Because he never saw his body. It was because I thought that corpse was me. I was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. It turns out I wasn't the only dead body. In the bag, my true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. What? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't. You mean... I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kitten Sissel's fate, and I can just bet the fate of the woman you love has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, eh? Fate averted. So, Yamiel, looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yeah, and I'm glad too. Huh? He never had it in his heart to be evil. ... I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these past 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right. We should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. So these past 10 years will all now vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, eh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that, either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel. Yeah? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It'll be like we'll never met. So before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel. Sissel? Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait till then. Sissel, I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, looks like you've come to live with me now. So let's be going home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now, we're each going back to our own new present. But before then, we said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again. But who was the lamp? But who was the lamp? Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Yeah, Wes looked up the spoilers, so he knows. Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you. Yes, it is I, Ray, in the case you have forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I hoped. I am really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you? Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. One where you didn't help me. You changed the fates of many people tonight. The first of which was hers. We fucking flattened that guy. Nearsighted Jigo. Never stood a chance. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot in the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? She's dead. Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. And since Yalmiel wasn't stopped, he came with. But Missile was shot, they stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, Jigo doesn't get the benefits of being a ghost tricker. Well, he didn't die in the presence of somebody with the radiation. He was killed by me, yes, and we don't go back and save him. 2 little dead bodies were left behind. But one of them, however, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred. What? The powers of the dead? But how? He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. With all you know now, I bet you understand it, do you not? Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, we could have saved him, but we didn't. He died within the field of radiation. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. And he got to the same ending here. In the end, he was left behind with the man in the red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? Yep. He went back. But by himself, he couldn't do anything. He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? Missile, the best dog in all of video games. He Groundhog Day'd himself. That's right, I'm Missile. 10 years is a very long time. You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own, so you decided to wait these 10 years out. Exactly, and then at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old and my powers were weak, so I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a sec, you were able to manipulate that desk lamp! Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. Huh? From watching The Man in Red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do. Like travel through the telephone lines, for example. It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody. But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me? Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before, on that night the first time around. Wait, what? We met before? From listening to the conversation of the two intruders at the apartment, I learned that Miss Lin had lost her life at the junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the Ghost World paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you. That was me? So I was shot on that night the first time around as well. You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died, and you felt confused. You had declined to cooperate with me. I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line. I'm really sorry I didn't help you. That's why I decided that this time, I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage. Mutual advantage? The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path into doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yamiel. What? I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. What do you mean, the lamp? So the first time around, Sissel didn't die, but... Oh, fuck. I dropped something. The first time around, Sissel didn't die, and Yamiel and One Step Ahead Tengo went and killed Missile and Camilla in the apartment. And then Missile followed Yamiel all the way to the bottom of the sea and then went back in time with his body. This is like iteration 3. It could be 3, it could be more. But then he went back in time and then waited for the 10 years for the night to come back around. And then he met Sissel, who died this time. And yeah, the second timeline where the cat says nah, yeah. And then this could be anywhere between the second timeline and it could be the third, could be the fourth, could even be the sixth. And then I gave you a time limit. A time limit? That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have been all over. Then you mean that thing about ceasing to exist? Oh, that completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely. Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And this is why Missile is the best dog in all of video games. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I. Missile. I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did! Thank you from the bottom of my heart! Missile. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. Multiple times, I should add. He went through 10 years, like 3 times. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, eh? Of course! Because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel. And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present. He did it all just because he's a good boy. Huh? How come it's dark? I'll just turn on the lights here. But it worked this time. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Yippee, it worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made the surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again. That's alright, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? No gun in the frame. Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home! Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad just gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. Ha! How long are you gonna keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? Never! What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective. It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day? When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow. Destiny, eh? And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me. That you will. That you will. Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. That's right, the very one. You know what? This is a very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yup, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel? It seems to me that I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. Alright everyone, let's start the celebration. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Sissel! From that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world, and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now, this is my new fate. I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch. Watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives as they unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. And that's the end. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. But like I said, it's not my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it. And Sissel's just watching. But now everyone's fates are changed. It wasn't just those guys. There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I can be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanilla. What kind of example is the Inspector providing for his men? Here's your food, gentlemen. Memory, what are you doing here? I heard you were going to be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today. So you took on a part-time job here again, just so you could eavesdrop? Oh, you have no idea the lengths I'd go to reach my goals. I've never cooked this way before. So exotic, so exciting. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and fenugreek. Curried chicken paradise. Is this really necessary, this new curried chicken menu item? Oh, but our very best customer requested it. Now good luck with the taste testing. Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. Just who exactly is this very best customer anyway? He didn't go to jail. And these two, up to their antics. Are you sure we really need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams! So this is where you work, huh, Papa? That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, you don't have any ideas that you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories, the indiscretions of a minister, perhaps. Now, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here's to the stodgy mind of my darling husband. Even these guys. Oh, he's eating green grapes. They were purple. The other... These grapes are quite good, my man. The Yanoa is about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir. Be forewarned, sir. Egad! Keep it together, man. I believe I nearly just died of fright now. Yeah, his life never went bad. Exactly. The minister, his wife didn't leave. And the pigeon guy never went to jail. Love, peace, and pigeons. Long live rock and roll. And the pigeon man, he's still investigating. Stop the park from charging admission! Protect the rights of those who live here! Today's the day, you know. He's finally getting out. You know, everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that. Then let me show you a new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomachache. Dance away the pain. Oh, I'm real interested in that one. Think you could show it to me, say, next week? You got it! Still on about the park, yeah. And now the most important guy. "10 long years, Yelmiel. Your time's up today. Who always comes to visit you is waiting outside. His fiancée never died either." Yeah, and he somehow got use of his legs after being fucking crushed by a concrete slab. Yeah, he's in jail. And that painting, his last painting, it was me. And that's the end. I like the part where we tricked people. What about the part when we ghosted people? Or phantom detectived people? But yes, this game is really good. It's really fun. Great story. The first time, when I got the reveal that he was the cat the whole time, I was like, holy shit. And when it was revealed that Ray was Old Missile, I was like, no fucking way. And then he explained it, and I was like, oh god. Oh my god. Best dog ever. He went through like 3 10-year time loops. At least 3 10-year time loops. Just to save his owners. Because that's what a good doggy does. Just to save 2 girls, actually, Wiggle. Just because he's a good dog. The best dog in all of video games. Oh. Why is it so loud? Alright. There's extras. Memories. This is just cutscenes? Oh, okay. Yeah. No data. Oh, it's because I didn't go here at the time. You can go to these places at different times in the story that aren't, like, mandatory, and you get more lore. Thank you for showing me this weird game, yeah. You got to see the best dog ever. Was that what Missile was supposed to be? A fucking bulldog? That's funny as hell. Is that supposed to be the park guy? Pigeon Man? Oh, the chef? What the hell? Challenges? Oh, this is just the achievements. Ghost puzzle? Oh, is this the fucking slide puzzle? Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Motherfucking slide puzzles. My beloved. Oops. So that's supposed to go there. That one goes there. Played Catherine for the puzzles. Of course. I mean, that's the game. Catherine's all about the puzzles. Okay. Shit. Got these in the wrong spot. Oops. Fucking love slide puzzles, my man. Oh, cool. I fucking love slide puzzles. But that's the game. One of my favorites. Ghost Trick, it really rocks. So, can we get the dog? Of course we're getting Missile. Of course we're getting Missile in the collage. Of fucking course Missile's getting in here. Right next to the moon. I was gonna put him right in like the big empty space. Just make him huge. Like right in the top right corner. Have him take up the whole background. But here, hold on now. Fill the whole background. I can set up a poll now. Oh my god. New game A. We'll have this go for 5 minutes. What games are we gonna play next time for game A? What do I have in here? Do I have that game? Yes. Oh, it doesn't fit. Alright. Damn.